this BellaDati video tutorial series, we would like to introduce you to a BellaDati SDK and API data analytics platform. So essentially, what you can see here on the first screen, this is a regular BellaDati Agile BI, as you know it. But what's really cool about the BellaDati is the fact that you can actually combine together the power of Agile BI application, and with an Agile BI application you can define all the data analytics logics. That includes the data warehouse, it includes the data cleaning, visualization and metadata management and all the different things that are related to data analytics applications. And then you can actually rebrand the application, or you can actually create your very own application. That could be an application that is focused on data analytics in different industry segments. And this application can be built for iPhone, for Android, web, desktop. And again, you can do it because you can combine together the power of Agile BI, which is within the BellaDati, with the power of the platform itself. So at the end of the day, actually, it can save you a lot of time and a lot of resources to basically embed advanced analytics module within your own solution. So in this tutorial, I would like to introduce you into the very basics, how actually the SDK works together with the BellaDati Agile BI platform, and how you can leverage such a cool advantage within your projects for your customers. So before we will immerse into the better detail, let me briefly elaborate on some already ready-made real solutions that has been done by BellaDati partners. Okay, so what we can see here, this is again good old, nice, cool Agile BI BellaDati environment, and this is essentially as well the BellaDati Agile BI environment, but already customized. Okay, it has been customized by our partner who is delivering a ClickRest solution for hospitality in Turkey. They deliver this solution to almost 1,000 different hotels and restaurants. So what they have done, they actually decided to use the BellaDati as it is and then customize the BellaDati itself. But it was actually not enough for them, so what they have done, they actually as well started to build their own applications. Okay, so then the customers, like the owners of the restaurants or the hotels, they are actually not entering BellaDati application, whatever, it doesn't matter if customized or not customized, but they are actually using the application that has been developed by Protel. So you can see here that the customer can basically easily click on the buttons, and then the customer can have got actually all the reports. The access to the report is pretty easy, and they can see all the results. In this case, these results are related to sales, daily sales that are recorded through the micros of point of sales terminals. So very easy mobile application that you can build thanks to the BellaDati SDK, as you will see in the examples later. So all the features that are within the BellaDati you can call within your application. It saves really hell a lot of time. Well, different approach that I would like to introduce to you has been taken by a company called Projector PSA, which is a company located in Boston in US, and they are a provider of project management tool in the cloud. So this is essentially one screenshot how their tool looks like, but they saw that it would be great to embed some advanced data analytics module within their solution. So this is how they actually embedded the BellaDati features within their solution. Again, it saved a lot of time, it saved a lot of resources on their side, and they can deliver this solution to their customers. I mean, in total they get around 16,000 customers, so it is a cool advantage for them. And one last example that I would like to share with you is basically an example of a company called Choose Energy. And Choose Energy is a company that is actually, analyzing data from different databases that include information about the prices of energy. So, but again, what you can see here on this screen, this is actually BellaDati, and they build without coding, they build these widgets. So essentially, their customers can actually, click on few buttons and they can filter whatever is needed. In this case, they can, let's say, filter the access to the price-related data, energy price-related data. In this case, they can filter according the provider of the energy in different regions, how the prices has been changing, and all that stuff. Again, the thing is that they are using actually BellaDati. On the backend is running BellaDati, but they build their own applications, and in that way we could continue. We get there many more examples, but let's get a little bit more technical. Let's get to the features of the SDK and BellaDati Agile BI SDK related features. So let's start with the Agile BI part. And within this Agile BI part, we will actually define all the data analytics logic. Okay, so what I've got here one quite simple chart actually that is related to the flight delays. Okay, so this chart is monitoring the delays of different airlines in US. And let me a little bit more elaborate how this chart has been built. Again, we will build all the logic of the data analytics within the BellaDati. So how it was done? So actually, we can see here that this chart has been built from a data set. All right. So, and this data set is actually fed from a database that is running on my computer. And in this case, it's a Postgres database, and this is the way how we define the connection to the database. We can as well actually see here that we can basically set up here all the important settings. We can set up the overriding policies. We can schedule the data uploads, which means that the chart will change automatically as we define. But we can as well notice here that during the import, actually, BellaDati notified us that there were some potential failures within our data, some mistakes. So let's take a look on the data. Okay, so right now these are the data that are within the BellaDati data cube, within the data warehouse that is residing within the BellaDati. And if we take a closer look here on the departure time of the plane, we can see here that the format of the time is correct. It's 8 p.m. All right, but let's take a look on the original data. So the original data, or at least the sample of the original data, looks like this. Okay, so let me do this window a little bit bigger. Let's count with me. Here we are having a year 1, months 2, day of months 3, day of week 4, departure time 5. Okay, and when we will count here in these numbers, we can see that actually the time format was not in the appropriate format. It was 2003. So what we have done within the BellaDati, we actually applied on this number 2003, we applied a transformation script. Okay, so within BellaDati itself, you can really define all these things, which means you can define here a script that will build, that will clean your data, that will combine the data from multiple columns, or will actually create a new column. So you can see here that all that logic can be defined within the BellaDati, or the data analytics related logic can be defined within the BellaDati. It saves a lot of time for your development team when you're developing application that requires a data analytics. So let's return back to our flight delays chart. We will search for it in the BellaDati. So we are back. This is our chart, and now I am going to show you how you can actually utilize a BellaDati SDK features. So, well, in this case, I developed here some quite simple Java application. It's a kind of a JSP application, and this JSP application actually is made of like 3 classes here. This is a main class through which we will run our code, and you can actually as well notice that our web application in this case is importing the BellaDati SDK. So BellaDati SDK is a set of the libraries that allows you to connect to all the features of the BellaDati, and you can speed up the development cycle because you already defined all the data analytics logics within the BellaDati itself, and then you can actually access the BellaDati features and you can build your very own application. So what we see here is set of some libraries, set of some packages that you can find within the BellaDati SDK, and you can see here clearly that you can access a lot of features. You can communicate with the reports, you can communicate with the data sets, you can authenticate with the platform, you can call filters, intervals, and you can do a lot of fun stuff. So the first thing that we had to done before actually calling all these features, we had to authenticate with BellaDati platform. And when we click into this class, into this Java class, we can see that we are using just very plain xout method here that we are calling from the BellaDati SDK, and we authenticate with the BellaDati platform. This is something what we have to do before we will start to call BellaDati features from our application itself. So let's go back into the BellaDati for a while, and I will show you how you have to actually set up this authentication within the BellaDati platform. So you have to go actually to the manage domain. You have to click on the manage domain, and in the manage domain you have to actually edit this part. So you have to set up the consumer key, you have to set up the consumer secret here, and well, because in this case we are using xout, you have to set up the xout on true. So this is what you have to do before you will actually start to communicate with BellaDati platform, before you will actually start to build your own data analytics applications. So now we can return to the Eclipse development environment, and let's take a closer look on our small application here. Okay, so the first thing that we have done the authentication with with BellaDati platform. And then what our libraries are actually doing, they are calling here, they're actually calling here a chart, which is a particular chart, and that particular chart is, identified by the ID. Again, this is a very simple example how BellaDati SDK works. You can build much more complex solutions as you've seen before. For instance, that example with the projector PSA or Protel ClickRest solution. You can build very, very complex data analytics applications, but in much less time, because you can use the BellaDati SDK and BellaDati SDK with the combination with BellaDati Agile BI. So when we will actually launch this program, again, it's a web application, so we will deploy it into our Tomcat that we are running here in Eclipse. So run on server. It will take some time until my Tomcat will start up, and here it comes. Here we are having the chart itself. Okay, obviously, again, in this case we were creating just a simple chart. In same way, you could as well call filters. You can create some buttons to define the intervals, and in that way you can create really simple application that is running a powerful Agile BI on the background, but from the perspective of the business user, this application that you will create, that will be your own solution, this application is something what your business users are looking for. Well, a very important point to mention is that BellaDati itself is not some complex solution made of multiple modules, but it is actually one very powerful web archive file. It is a very powerful Java enterprise application that can be deployed into the application servers like a Glassfish, JBoss, Jetty, Tomcat, whatever is your preference. But since it is just one single file, you can easily bundle it together with your own application, and you can really build very sophisticated advanced analytics for your users in very short time. Thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. We will definitely follow up with the new tutorials for the BellaDati SDK and REST API, so stay tuned.